Okay, Kate, you can join in.
What?
Join in.
Do you want to allow this page to open?
Yes.
Allow.
There we go. Be right back.
What is it?
You'll be able to greet people when they come. Oh, wait, you're muted, aren't you? You can unmute yourself. Join. Read the thing. Join by computer. Just green. Anybody else in?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Is this visually being recorded or vocally?
The whole thing.
Okay.
The whole thing.
All right.
Well,
Maybe people aren't
what?
familiar with Zoom.
It's possible. They might not be. I think Shannon. It seems that Shannon was. I think Derek felt comfortable, as far as I can tell. You know, and if it's just you and me, then it's just you and me. And we can record what it is that,
We discuss.
yeah, we're just going to do what we do. For me, it's the most critical part of all this is a willingness to deal with the needs that are out there, because we know they're there, and how we go about addressing them is what counts. I certainly don't think we're making up the needs. I don't think you and I are the only ones that are facing the stuff that we're facing.
I agree. I felt with all the meetings that we had today, that I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so overwhelmed, and maybe I should just put everything on the back burner again.
Yeah, that back burner is pretty well used, isn't it?
Yes. Well, there's part of me that wants to go to the front burner, but at the same time, it's intimidating.
I have a solution for our double voice thing.
It's not that bad.
As soon as you finish talking, hit the mute button in the bottom left-hand corner. Do you see it?
Yep.
So
Just push mute now.
whenever you're done talking, just mute yourself, and then we won't be catching each other's voice.
Doesn't really matter.
Well, I don't know. We'll find out on the recording. Boy. This is my concern, is the disconnection, you know.
Yeah, people are comfortable with being disconnected, and it's just their everyday life, and they think it's okay. And
Well, I'm not sure that anybody thinks it's okay. I think this is, I'm unsure that, well, speaking for myself, for years and years, we didn't know any different.
very true.
Looks like,
Mom's coming.
yep.
Hi,
Hey there.
Mom.
How you doing?
You got disconnected. Hi there.
You connected, Lee? Can you hear us? Oh, you're muted. Hold on a second. You can unmute yourself, Lee. I just unmuted you.
There we go.
Are there other people on here?
It's just the three of us right now.
Okay. Because my hair looks terrible.
Don't worry. Everybody, I don't like how I look either.
Okay. So what's the scoop now?
So we've been talking about the separateness we're all experiencing.
Okay.
And even though Shannon Salentano suggested Zoom, I'm not sure that she's super familiar with it. And I'm not sure. Wow.
What are you doing?
Just, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm completely unfamiliar with this app, so.
Yeah, so we're recording. This allows us to record everybody, both video and audio.
Okay.
In some ways, this will be far easier to follow than an in-person meeting, because we don't have to worry about the microphone. We don't have to worry about.
It's a bit more relaxing.
Well, it's just we'll have a good record of the entire meeting, what everybody says and whatever everybody brings visually, whether they like it or not, rightly.
Right.
Will be part of the record.
I'm also holding it up with my hand, so this is not going to work as a.
You could put it on your knees or something. No?
You don't have your stand?
Hmm?
Don't you have a stand to hold up your iPod?
I do, but I don't know if it's going to be looking at me then. Okay. I'll figure something out.
What a fabulous neck you have.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so
Well, we met with the head of the Central Florida Foundation today, Mark Brewer, or we met him and we are in the process of setting up the meetings. We got feedback from Tallahassee. They had another correction that they're requesting for the corporate application. That we sent in a correction yesterday, and they apologized for not pointing out that there was something else that needed to be done.
wait, you sent in a corporate application?
On Friday.
Okay.
And then you got it? There you go.
Yeah.
Does that feel better?
I don't know. That's nice.
Hey,
Alrighty then.
well, this is an awful lot better than having to get everybody in a room. But
Right.
so the meeting with the Central Florida Foundation went, they were really helpful. And so we're getting a meeting set up with them. And then from there, we went over to Senator Bill Nelson's office in Orlando.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit of time with the outreach. Isley, right? Katie, am I pronouncing it? Isley, yeah.
I forget her last name.
I know it, but she was very Isley Ibarra. Oh, it looks like it's flipped. I don't know if you can see Isley.
Yeah, I saw the name.
And she was brave enough to tell us that she wasn't very familiar with spina bifida and was an eager listener
Okay.
for what the nature of the condition was. And she understands what our first steps are. I talked to her both about a census, really, because we don't really know where everybody is, and we need to find. For us to be connected, we've got to find each other, and she understands that, and she's going to be talking to both FEMA and also reaching out to the CDC to ask them about how they go through their building their census and how they came to the 184,000 number in the U.S. And what else? We're also going on a grant list. They said that they have quite a few grant opportunities that wind up coming through their office. They just have to share them.
Okay.
To know about us, to share them. So we shared emails there. And we already got an email back from her today, didn't we, Kate? I haven't had a chance to read it yet.
About an hour ago.
Right.
So.
Right. Lee went somewhere.
I glimpsed at the email. It's just saying, looking forward to working on guns.
Right. And then we went over to
Look who it is.
the philanthropy center over at, I know what that
Rollins.
is. At Rollins, yeah. The Edith Bush Institute for Philanthropy and Nonprofit Leadership. Boy, Lee, you're driving us nuts around here. You want to stabilize things there?
Yeah, I can't just sit.
What?
I can't just sit.
What do you mean?
You can just sit like at the table or just on the couch.
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean you can't just sit?
I'll just leave
Oh,
it
you
still.
can't just sit. Is that what you're saying?
I said I can't just sit. I'm doing stuff too. Is that a problem?
Well, mute yourself if you're knocking around, will you?
Is it making a lot of noise?
Yeah,
Sort of.
it's clunkada, blunkada, blunkada, clunkada, clunkada, click, click, click,
Okay.
click. Yeah. We met Min, who met us.
I forget her name.
Oh shoot.
You have her card, don't you?
No, she didn't give me her card. Min gave me her card. Caitlin gave me her card.
Margaret.
Margaret was the director.
Margaret.
Yeah. So we had a chance to talk with her. She says she meets with a lot of nonprofits that want to change the world, and it doesn't work that way. And yeah, we're not really interested in changing the world. We're interested in connecting each other. So, Lee, if you're not moving the iPad around, unmute it so you can talk. That's all. It was the
It is
clunk above.
unmuted.
Oh, okay, cool.
And how come we only see the ceiling?
Well, that has to do with video, not audio. She doesn't have it set up to see her. So I'm going to go out and into Messenger and invite people just to see where people are. I know Jimmy said that he couldn't come because he's got to work. I know, let's see, where is Shannon
Bevins?
Salentano?
Oh.
Let's see.
I invited Shannon Bevins, but I didn't hear anything back.
Yeah, I know that she's not on Facebook very much.
I thought I could catch her because she messaged me and I basically answered right away.
For the meeting. All right, I'm just messaging. And I know Jackie can't because she has got Lily over at she's over with Chris at Shriners, which is a long, arduous day. And Genesis, and Katie, you were the only one that confirmed. So frankly, learning how Zoom works is that this actually works on an iPad. Opens up possibilities for people too. Katie and I have had to figure out kind of the hardware stuff. We're in the same room, and I don't know if anybody. Lee, can you hear echoes when I'm talking or Katie is talking?
I don't think so. Say something, Kate.
Are you hearing any echoes?
It sounds a little tinny. Yeah, like maybe just a little, but not fine.
It's not too bad.
No.
Yeah, that's the downside of being in the same room. And I have not met Tana. Or no, maybe I met Tana on Saturday at I think I did. This is
The transportation workshop.
at the yeah. with the transportation workshop. I think she was with Genesis. I haven't met Erica yet. Looking forward to meeting her. I have not met Javier yet either. And I'm looking forward to that. So, when we talked to Margaret, she was our most recent conversation, and Margaret has no problem being
Right to the point.
yeah, very much to the point. She's been in the nonprofit world for a very long time. Again, she's the director of the philanthropy and nonprofit, the institute, the Edith Bird, EBI, I think is how they refer to themselves, and I think I will honor that. EBI is the Edith Bush Institute, and she's been there, I think, did she take 12 years, Katie?
I think 13.
I think she was at the Harvest Basket.
Like
Is that
18,
right?
18 years, I
Yeah, I
think.
think she took that from a startup to where it is now, and then she's been serving, I think, at EBI for a while now. I think she said, well, at 11 or 13 years.
I think it's 13.
And do you remember the 3 things that she talked about? We will post video and pictures about these visits so that everybody can get a sense of where, cattail. Where these organizations are. There's a lot of really great stuff just in Orlando that we can connect to, and very encouraging people. Margaret, I was encouraging indeed, just sober. She said multiple times to be going in with one's eyes open. And
I don't know how much more open in this perspective we can get.
well, I don't know. Watch out for those things. We don't know.
True.
You don't know exactly what we're going to see. But as far as focus goes, I am hearing an echo in your dumb cat. Dummy. There. Oh,
Oh,
there we
hi,
go.
Kitty.
Oh, she just left.
Bye.
Oh, that was Trixie.
That was
Yeah.
Trixie.
I
Yep.
couldn't quite tell. Margaret talked about competition, and while I talked about all the splinter groups, redefining spina bifida, these various groups that are on Facebook. Lee, what did you find on Facebook, Reddy? For spina bifida centered groups?
I've joined several groups.
Yeah, I know.
Do you want-
Which,
wanna
do
know the
you
call?
remember the names? Yeah.
No, not exactly. I'd have to go back. I could go on and write down the names of them, and it'd just take me a few minutes.
Well, would you mind posting them on the SSBN group?
Okay, just the groups I've joined.
Yeah, that'd be great. Well, whether you've joined them or not, whether the ones that you found.
Okay.
Oh, I saw that you were talking about that book, Spine Abilities.
Yeah.
I think I have that book over on the bookshelf.
Yeah, I think it's over there.
I haven't cracked that thing. I haven't looked at that for a while.
It's 20 plus years old.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about that conversation with Margaret and the issue of competition, that even when we don't see the SBA as competition, they unfortunately may see us as competition. And she also talked about how donors will see what could be complementary organizations as competition. So that's just part of the deal.
The word that I thought of when she was saying that was brutal truth.
Brutal truth.
It's the truth. Even if you're deny it or you don't want to acknowledge it, it's there.
It is the lack of clarity, both within and without the peer network, that I think is going to be the most significant challenge. There's a lot of confusion and perceived competition. I just don't. I don't see competition. We don't have time for it. Cooperative work is the most appropriate, and being able to articulate to those who are involved, whether donors or sponsors or anybody involved, can understand the complementary nature of the work. When we visited the SBA offices last Monday, there was agreement among everyone that there was no shortage of work. And in my mind, all that remains is some discussion to define. Oh, look at this clown. Yeah. So, brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Who is that?
What are you doing?
He's just sitting there, hovering over it.
She's probably going to turn it off. That's probably what she's going to do.
It's Kit now.
Well, right.
Oh, bye-bye.
He's walking away. Well, maybe not. He's standing there.
He'll push the home button, or he'll push something, I'm sure.
And he's visiting me now.
Okay, well, what's made the most sense is, to me, what's the most evidently missing is the ability to connect with one another. I know that Shannon and Derek and Jimmy connect pretty regularly. I also recorded almost a 3-hour conversation with Derek at Starbucks on Saturday.
Yeah, something like that.
I haven't posted that audio yet. Whether or not that goes onto a podcast or not, I'm not sure, but I'll post the audio. I don't think there's any way to post audio to a Facebook group.
What are you gonna do? Not Facebook. Are you gonna do YouTube?
We could do audio on YouTube. That makes a bunch of sense to me.
Everybody knows how to YouTube, pretty much.
I would love to understand how many people know what a podcast is and how to use one. Have you used one, Katie? Do you ever listen to a podcast?
Yes, I've done work for you.
No. I'm saying listening to a podcast. Have you ever listened to a podcast before?
Besides the one that you've recorded?
No. I'm saying you go on the podcast app on,
No.
or being hosted on Apple,
No.
on iTunes, and it's hosted. There are several different places. The Google Play Store.
I haven't thought of an excuse or a reason to, unfortunately.
Lee, have you listened to a podcast ever?
Yep.
Was it on your phone? Was it on the iPad?
At least on the iPad. I can't remember if I ever listened to one on the phone, just the phone.
Was it a difficult thing to do?
I don't think so.
How did you hear about it?
desktop computer or is it a laptop? I can't remember. I think I did it on there too. It's been a while.
So what is everybody's interpretation of it being the three of us now?
My first thought is that people just struggle with technology.
Yeah, that sums up what I was thinking.
It seemed to be, what did you have to do on the iPad, Lee, to get it to work? Did it
I
ask
had
you
to
to install an
find-
app?
I had to go find the link that you posted, and then I had to click on the link, and then I had to install the app, and I had to wait for it, and then I had to click on it again. I had to, I don't know, it looked like it added the app, but then I couldn't find the link to where you were, so I went back out to the site, the site on Facebook where you had posted the link, and I clicked it on again, and then I finally got you. But I had to go back out and then go back in again after I added the app.
Once it installed?
Yeah. So, and it might have just been because it was the first time and I just installed. I'm not really sure. I'm not really even sure what I did. I mean, hopefully next time I just go to whatever link and it's, I'm right in.
Right.
This time I had to install it first, so.
That's how it works on the PC as well. If it
Okay.
doesn't find Zoom installed, it will,
Okay.
Katie went through this on the laptop that she's using right now. So it's not as easy as clicking on a YouTube link. I guess we could do, YouTube does live.
Facebook does live.
Can you do multiple people in Facebook Live?
I think they can text you while you're doing it live. So they could ask you a question or something.
But
I've watched some of those. There's a slight delay, like when you type something in and then the person sees it if they're watching.
But it's really monologue. You can't hear anybody or see anybody else, right?
Right.
For me, there's a big downside to that.
I agree. It's like what we learned from that clip that you linked up. Face to face, more personal contact makes it more effective.
Right.
Yeah, I do wish that they made screens that had a camera that would
The eye
allow
contact.
eye contact.
When we did the family meetings, what was that? What were we using for those?
That was Google Hangouts.
What about that?
That's another possibility. I don't think they allow recording.
Oh, really? Okay. Are you recording all this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Even the video?
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Me or just you?
Everyone.
I'm sorry.
Are you recording my side too?
The whole thing.
Or audio, or are you recording video?
Both.
Everything. Well, I haven't gone back and this is my first time recording a meeting that I've hosted. I've used Zoom a fair amount.
So once you have 10 people on, say, are you going to record all them too?
It, of course, gets a little more complicated when you
Yeah.
have more people on. Typically, all you really need is mute and unmute to manage it. It's a little bit of protocol just to make sure that invariably when you have 10 people on or more, a meeting can have up to 100 people. You just have to establish some protocol for managing a meeting of that size. But usually it's a mute and unmute kind of a thing that, it's invariably a door gets slammed or a dog barks or a glass breaks or something like that. And it's not, you just have to add a little bit more, be a little more attentive to keep the meeting clear. So If I could, I'd like to share some of the things that I'm seeing as challenges. And this has to do with the three primary networks, the peer network, the caregiver network, and the professional network, and how different those needs are. Margaret immediately understood, Margaret here meaning the EBI director,
Yeah.
immediately understood the challenges associated with those different, geez.
He's so cute.
I know he's going to push the home button or something.
He's not stepping on. He's just sitting next to it. He doesn't even know what it is.
Hello, sir.
What is that, Mister?
Mister.
Kitty.
Hi, mister. Oh, mister.
Kitty.
What is that?
What's that? Hello, mister. Hi, mister. Is he looking at the screen?
He's looking all around. He's looking up at the sky. He doesn't know where he's looking.
Kitty.
Now he
Hello,
can-
mister. Hi. Oh. Hi, mister.
Trixie just walked by too. Funny.
His name is Kit, though I wind up calling him Mister all the time. The
Watching later.
demands of an organization, the demands upon an organization that are trying to deal with three networks that have such different needs. Oh, we're on the move. It's a basic user. We're about to run out of time here. You're free, has a time limit of 40 minutes, one time offer to extend the meeting.
I thought we were only doing 45 minutes.
Meeting for free. Thanks for choosing Zoom. Okay, we got to go now, but
Okay.
we'll talk about these challenges. See you later. Oh wait, when are we over? Wait a minute. We're not quite over. Not quite over. So that. Oh wait a minute. I have meeting time remaining is 9 minutes and 25 seconds.
I mean, oh, what? That was only a matter of seconds. Oh my gosh.
He's pawing under the iPad now.
So because spina bifida is a congenital condition, and you know what I mean by that, yes, Kay?
Yes, I do.
You have all of these developmental challenges. Well, not challenges. What I mean is just
Challenges is the right word because I don't like the word obstacle or problem or.
well, but I'm not meaning challenge or problem. I'm saying the developmental needs.
But it's interpreted that way. That's how I've interpreted it.
Well, give me a.
Okay.
The developmental needs of a 1-day-old child with spina bifida, very different than a 1-year-old, 1-day-old. Did I say 1-day-old?
1 day old.
Yeah. And 1 week-old, 1 month, year. Those needs are very different. And then on up to 5 and 10, and now the population that we're discovering, or we're a part of, or Katie, that you're a part of, is this
It's climbing to a certain extent.
These are young adult issues, and the developmental challenges that each of these groups face. The needs just within the peer network are very different. And oh, do you remember, was it, what was the name of the visually impaired organization, Katie? Lighthouse?
Lighthouses of Central Florida or something like that.
Yes. Both Margaret and, oh shoot, I feel so bad I forgot her name. She was so helpful. The first
She can give you a
woman
card.
she talked to at EBI.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember. I feel so
Yeah.
bad now.
Right. Lighthouse. Yeah. When we said that we're interested in having an organization that is run by those whose lives are most impacted, they both said Lighthouse are the people to talk to.
I found that very interesting.
Yeah.
It's similar, but different.
They said there are people on the board and people that work within the organization itself that are
Blind.
blind, at least impaired. I don't know enough about the organization yet, but
Gotta do a little research.
well, need to go talk to them. Margaret said multiple times to do your homework and go in with your eyes open. And
I feel like we're kind of doing that already.
well, I'm not sure there's a I'm not sure that we're ever done having our eyes open or having our eyes open.
It implied to me that we're not even doing that. That she thinks we weren't doing that.
Well, I didn't get that.
That's what
I didn't get that. I
I got a sense of it.
I didn't get any sense of that. I think that was just general guidance. I don't think that was, I didn't take it as being directed at us or commenting on what it is, what we were or we weren't doing.
Well, it was the first time being around someone that has that many years of experience. I kind of, maybe I overthought it and I was taking it a little too personally.
Yeah, I'm not saying you didn't feel what you felt. That wasn't my read. I think she's seen a lot of organizations topple over because they have stars in their eyes and
Light at the end of the tunnel.
aren't careful. What?
Light at the end of the tunnel? Or is that a wrong metaphor?
Well, when they find out that the light at the end of the tunnel is a train, is what I think she's talking about.
Light at the end of the tunnel usually means there's like a good outcome up ahead.
Or there's hope.
Yeah.
There's hope in the future. And I think that's what she's saying is there may indeed be that the light at the end of your tunnel may indeed be a train.
Which is going to hit you instead of being...
Yeah, I get it.
Open, yeah.
Okay.
Out into the light. Lee, any thoughts that you have about what do you see? We've got 3 minutes, just over 3 minutes left. Your understanding of the biggest needs of these networks, and particularly at this point in the peer network.
I think you and Katie have met some great people recently, and I still feel like there's some disconnect. Fair amount of disconnect. I mean, nobody's here at this meeting. So yeah, getting people actually either physically present or connected so that they can have a meaningful exchange is the first thing that I see. And there's probably other stuff, but that's the first thing.
My bird feeder model, I think, is making the most sense to me. You know, when you first put the feed in the feeder,
it sits there.
Yeah. Keeping in contact with the needs. If TISB is about us, is about how,
Less than a minute.
yeah, how we see ourselves. If we see this as a reflection of ourselves, I think we're lost. That's not what it's about. It's about all of our needs. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for your time. We're going to cut out and we will set another meeting. Talk to you later. Thanks, everybody.
Mhm.
Bye.
Bye.